Sony and Zeiss together have given us tons of legendary glass over the years. This is one of them, the 55mm 1.8. This is a 135 2.8, and this is a 85 1.8. But I think it's the last one that they put out, the 40mm f2 close focusing lens, and I think is the best one of all. So why 40mm, right? Because 35mm is the ideal focal length. That's what we've all been taught. And 50mm is kind of like that natural closest thing to what your eye, the human eye, can actually see type of focal length. So why go in between? Why kind of split the difference almost with a 40mm? I've kind of learned to like how that 40mm just punches in just a little bit from the 35, but not enough to where it's too tight like the 50mm. Talking about lenses on here and social media overall just always seems to go down the same tunnel. Sharpness in the corners, chromatic aberrations, and things of that nature. And I'm like, at the end of the day, does it look the way you want your image to look? Does it help you achieve the quality of which you want? This lens does. I don't know and don't care about sharpness in the corners. Apparently the sharpness isn't that great in the corners, especially when it's wide open at f2. Guess what? I'm trying to get a blurry background anyway, so the sharpness in the corners isn't going to matter to me because I'm blowing that background out anyway. I took this lens recently on a vacation and I still wanted to do content, do my live streams on my sports YouTube channel, and this lens was perfect, especially when I paired it with the ZV-E1. Because it's light and it's compact, not as compact as some newer lenses, but still compact enough. This is still under a pound. This is 0.8 pounds. So the fact that I could put this on with the ZV-E1 and it's not a heavy setup was vital in terms of travel. I had no hesitation in putting this 40mm f2 in my bag, and I was still able to get good enough shots. I was still able to live stream, and pairing this with the ZV-E1 was smooth, flawless, and I got the same look that my audience is accustomed to now, whether I'm home or on the road. Close focusing is definitely the secret sauce of this lens and why I think it's such a dual threat, because yes, you're getting the character, you're getting the micro contrast, you're getting the rendering of a Zeiss lens. Yes, it's full frame. Yes, it's 40mm, the sweet spot between 35 and 50. Yes, it's an f2, but now you got some macro capability and functionality in there. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Now we're talking about variety, we're talking functionality, we're talking spice. This is bringing some spice into the camera space. This is bringing some spice in this lens. The value proposition for me for this lens is in the price. And I've watched a few comparisons of this lens towards other lenses, and it's just a reoccurring theme, especially with the older Zeiss lenses, where when people talk about the price comparisons, they always talk about these lenses new and use it as a demerit and putting the Sony only lenses over it in terms of, they get the check mark or whatever the case may be. And like, well, why is anybody buying any Sony Zeiss lens new in 2026? It doesn't make any sense to me, because I would never buy this lens new. Hell, I don't think I would buy any lens new if I'm really going to be honest with you. I did a whole video about why I prefer used gear over new. I'll link it somewhere here or whatever. But these lenses should not be bought new. I would not encourage you or a family member or a loved one or anyone seeking advice to buy any of these lenses new. Buy them used. You could get this used for a really good deal, over half off. So yes, this is an old lens. Yes, Sony has gone out of its way to try to eradicate any Sony Zeiss collaboration, right? Pair this lens with a ZV-E1, pair this lens with the Alpha 7 IV, and you're getting a beast. Especially when we're talking about B-roll with the close focusing. I did a DJI Mic 2 video, and the B-roll extensively from that video in terms of getting really close product shots, that was from this lens. I didn't even have to punch in with the clear image zoom on the modern Sony cameras. I could have punched in and got like a 60mm equiv and really try to get real close macro-like reproduction. I didn't even need it. I kept it at 40, f2, and manual focused, and got some really clean, good B-roll. On my sports YouTube channel, I often hear from fans, today's athletes are bigger, stronger, faster, better. And I think some of that has come over into the tech space, the camera space, the lens space, because everything has to be smaller, lighter, more compact, better, faster, all that stuff. And I'm sorry, you're gonna have a hard time beating this, even in today's technology, even though Sony has gone out their way to try to beat every Sony Zeiss collaboration. you're still gonna have a hard time beating this because you have the f2, you have the 40mm, you have all the Zeiss stuff, the coatings that come with it being a Zeiss lens, and I have close focusing, and I have macro light capabilities. This is a hard out. This is a hard out. So it's 8 years old. I know people want the newest thing, the faster thing, the lighter thing, the more compact thing. I travel with this lens, so don't give me the nonsense that you can't travel with this. It's under a pound. So I don't know. I just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts on this lens, and I'm going to be doing more videos on all the Zeiss lenses that I have and why I think they still are something you should buy or at least rent or borrow, whatever, in 2026. So I go by the name of the CMD. This has been Show Free Tech. I'll talk to you again very soon.